It's a homicide that is rocking a small West Michigan town. A Zeeland teenager officially charged today in the brutal slaying of another. And tonight, we know how the body was discovered. 24-hour News 8 Steve Kelsel is on the story from near the crime scene. He just learned late-breaking information this afternoon on the suspect. Steve?
Yeah, Susie, what we've just learned this afternoon is that as early as January 2010, there may have already been warning signs about Joshua Hambley. A Zeeland Public Schools official confirming for us that that's when a student had gone to a teacher about violent posts that Hambley had made online. That teacher passed that information along to the principal, and the principal called the Ottawa County Sheriff's Department. Police established at that point that there was no credible threat to students, and the matter was dropped. Now, today in court, we learned a lot more details about this grisly crime.
This is a offense in which the punishment is life imprisonment. Do you understand that? Yes, sir.
In Hudsonville District Court today, Judge Kenneth Post outlined the grim reality to 18-year-old Joshua Hambley. It was Friday of last week when Ottawa County Sheriff's deputies were called to a scene at the Maple View Mobile Home Park in Zeeland to investigate the discovery of a body. That body was 18-year-old Jonathan Dargis, a man police say was an acquaintance of Hambley's. A friend is how Hambley's mom, Kathy Markin, describes Dargis, saying the two spent hours together playing with their airsoft guns. Markin says those guns had nothing to do with this crime.
The thing that happened with this incident didn't have anything to do with the airsoft gun battles. It had something to do with more of a matter of fact of life.
Hambley's father was also in the courtroom this afternoon. He knew John Dargis, and he thought he knew his son as well.
On last week Sunday, he had dinner with us. They was in Joshua's room, because Joshua also got a room at my place, and he was in there laughing. And I just can't understand what happened between Sunday and when this happened. I didn't see no signs of it at all.
Just before today's arraignment, Ottawa County Sheriff's Detective Jeremy Baum detailed the crime to the judge, describing how Hambley's mom and boyfriend had found the body.
After that, he kept digging into the snow, into the ground, and came upon a garbage bag, at which point he used a shovel to slice it open, and saw the head of a white male and an arm of a white male that was deceased, and was later identified as Jonathan Dargis.
Now, we also learned today that police have obtained a videotaped confession from Hambley. What police are not saying is what could have possibly been the motive that drove him to brutally stab and beat his friend John Dargis with a shovel. Hambley will be next back in court for a preliminary exam. No date has yet been set for that. We, of course, will continue to track Hambley's progress through the court system. Right now, we're live in Zeeland. Steve Kelso, 24-hour News 8.